Hôm nay để quả hình này trông cho nó xinh đẹp nhé. Invite. Oh, invite and somebody else, which is this one. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about education, which is a very popular topic in the IELTS. It will be regularly asked you at sometimes when you're taking the IELTS test. So for example, you could be starting. You could start the IELTS speaking exam by the examiner asking you, are you working or are you a student? And it's not as simple as to answer the questions like, yeah, thank you. It's not as simple as answering the questions with just I'm working or I am a student. You have to extend your sentence and your answer so that you can get more points. And it's not that difficult, because it's just you just have to think a little faster, and so you will have a better score in the IELTS exam. Actually, I took the exam before. I took the trial exam before on the 14th of April, and it was terrible because I was really nervous. And I think my advice for you is to practice speaking with foreigners, and also if you want to, you can practice speaking with just a stranger. Yeah, so that would be nice. Okay, so I will start the lesson. It's actually not the lesson. Anyway, there are a wide range of vocabulary, and we have a lot of vocabulary for this topic anyway. So I will just list out some of the most popular one so that you can remember them. For example, the first thing I want to talk about is the education system in Vietnam. We have a lot of educational level. The first one is the nursery school or kindergarten. A lot of people attend the first kind of education in the kindergarten or nursery school. What? Nursery school. Yeah. So the second one is primary school. The next one is secondary school. Secondary school in England will be like cấp 2 in our system, but however, secondary school in the US will be it will be consist of both the cấp 2 and cấp 3. And after secondary school, you will go straight to college, and it's a bit different from our system. So if you want to look deeper into the system of the US, then you have to go to I think Wikipedia. Yeah. However, next to secondary school, we'll have high school, and after high school, we will go to university, which is a tertiary education. It's not tertiary school. It's like after secondary school. Okay, I'll write it down. Wait. If have any questions, just ask me in the comment. If you want to add some kind of education related IELTS questions, then you just have to ask, and I will try to answer it with an extended answer. So tertiary school have just been written in the comment. Okay, yeah, so that is about the education system. However, I will talk a bit about the system in the UK, because that's what I learned about. That's from the book that I learned the vocabulary. So they said that there will be two kinds of school in the UK system. That is comprehensive school and grammar school. Comprehensive school is like for everybody. It's like our system. It's like how people are taught in school in Vietnam. Fuck yeah. And however, next to that is grammar school. Then people with like it's like specific school, specialized school. Yeah, it's like that. We don't have that. We have like some kind of school like that in our system, like schools for gifted people from who are good at arts, who are good at music, something like that. Okay. This is hard because the range of vocabulary is really big. Anyway, so it will be much easier for us to talk about the tertiary education, because I think people who are trying to take the exam, the IELTS exam, will be at least in high school, or they are mostly in university, or they are graduated. So it's better for us to talk about the tertiary education. Okay, a little bit about the education. The fee that you have to pay for your education, it will be tuition. I will write it down on the comment because somebody told me to. Có bạn nào yêu cầu nói tiếng Việt không nhỉ? Anyway, tuition is related to teaching, like the effort that you put out to teach someone, and the fee that you pay to get taught is tuition fee. Yeah, so the tuition fee is in Vietnam is not very expensive, I think, but the extra cost that that people have to pay for their children's education is much higher, because they have to pay for all the trips they have, or all the extracurricular that the school are organizing for the children, and sometimes they deceive parents so that they will get more money, even though the quality of the activities at school is not very good. That's my vision on the education of Vietnam. Anyway, if you attend a college, yeah. I'm sorry. So if you attend a college or you attend the university, before that you will have to take the entrance exam. Entrance exam. Before going to the university, you will have to take the entrance exam, and after that, if you can if there are any scholarships, then you may not have to pay the tuition fee. However, a lot of people will pay a really expensive fee to attend college or university. And if you graduate from the university, then you can call yourself a graduate. Yeah, it's both noun and verb. So you are a graduate. For example, I am the National Economics University graduate. And after you graduate, then you attend a higher education, which you can call it a further education. Further is like further. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, but after you go to attend further educations, you will that would be a master course or a PhD. You are studying for a PhD, and after your PhD or your master course, so after you graduate, you will attend postgraduate course like PhD or master. Vẫn livestream được, ôi vui quá. Okay. And I forgot to tell you that if you have not graduated from the university, then you will be called undergraduate. You are an undergraduate. Oh my god. Anything else? There are two kinds of undergraduate course, which is MA is Master of Arts, and MSc is oh my god, I'm so sorry. So the postgraduate course or postgraduate degree, we will have two types of those that are Master of Arts. In short is MA. The abbreviation is MA. Is Master of Arts, and the second one is a Master of Science, which will take a deeper look at things like your field. You will have like a more profound research on your field. So I'm trying to attend a Master of Science in Human Resource in the future in the UK. I hope I will get to that university. Yeah. And in school, like from high school and lower, we will you will attend classes, or you will go to classes, you will have lessons, and who teach you will be a teacher. However, if you go to the university, then people will call the people who teach you a lecturer. I want to write it down. Lecturer. Oh. A lecturer. A lecturer. And a lesson will be a lecture. I'm back. Okay, so what am I talking about? Yeah, so I will talk about after when you are at the university, you will have a bachelor's degree after you graduate from your university, and it would be a Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Hi, it's not Mrs. I'm just Miss MS. Okay. Anyway, hi John Shao. Yeah, and after you graduate from the university, you will obtain a diploma, or you will be rewarded a diploma. there will be a lot of words to describe the degree that you will have. The first one is diploma, degree, qualifications, certificates, and a lot of other things. But I myself personally, I cannot tell them apart. Anyway, I will call it a degree because it's short and it's easy to use. But there will be a diploma also. A qualification is like giấy chứng nhận, and a certificate is also like that. For example, I will have if I am looking for a childcare course, then I will have like a childcare certificate, like you have finished a course like that. So that will be a certificate. Actually, you can look up on the dictionary or something else, like go on Google and Google the differences between diploma, qualifications, certificate, and degree, because I don't really know. Yeah, so when you will have to hang on for like a couple of seconds because I will have to go right now. Just wait. I'm here. Delete. Okay, so we're back. There are a lot of collocations that you can use to describe this. I mean, to talk about education. For example, when you pass the entrance exam of the university, you will enter a university. So, for example, if the examiner asks you about when did you go to university, you can paraphrase it with like, I entered the National Economics University like 6 years ago, and at the time I had to take a really serious and really difficult entrance exam. Really. Yeah, or if you don't want to say, just anyway, so back to the topic. Yeah, things is getting a bit crazy these days. Yeah. So if you don't want to say like you want to enter the university, you can say you get or you obtain a place in the university. For example, I got a place in National Economics University a few years back, and it was a really good chance for me to go to get to know people. However, I was really shy at that time. I was timid at that time, so despite the great opportunities brought to me by my parents and also the university itself, but I didn't really have like to drink some water. Yeah. So when you're at university, you will have to what? To study for a degree. For example, I studied economics, or I studied for a degree at National Economics University. Cái này đọc sáng hơn không? When you first attend college, you will be a freshman, and after 1 year, you will become a sophomore. A sophomore is SOPHOMORE. And after like 1 year, then you will become a senior student. So it will be more specific. Yeah. So you don't have to say just simple words like I am a first year student, or I am a second year student, I am a third year student, or final year student. You can have much more a much wider range of vocabulary, like freshman, sophomore, and senior students. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for the entrance of the university. And after that, during your time working and studying in the university, you will have to carry out a lot of research, to conduct a host of research, and also you will have to write millions of essays, which is exhausting. However, after you have written your essays and your assignments, then you can hand in to your lecturer or your supervisor. Your supervisor is like thầy chủ nhiệm. Supervisor is actually like người giám sát, but however, it's kind of like it. I think so. Yeah, and if you are studious, if you are studious, then you can call yourself a bookworm. You read a lot and have a lot of books at home. It's like you are eating books every day. There are a lot of fields that you can study. You can choose in the university. For example, I was studying economics. I was studying economics. I could become an economist because I want to study about economy. Yeah. So the word family, you will have to learn that. So some people will choose to do finance. Some people would choose to do I don't know how to say that. Maybe they will want to be an architect. Then they will have to attend the architecture school or architectural related classes. I'm so sorry. Studious. Okay, so there will be a lot of subjects that you have to take at school. Actually, in general, people call it is people will not call it like university or college. They will just call it school in general. General. And so there will some subjects will be compulsory. For example, if you are studying economics, then you will have, of course, to study about macroeconomics or microeconomics or mathematics and a lot of other things, but I don't really remember because I didn't learn anything at school. Yeah. Or something will be optional, like physical educations. You can choose from basketball, volleyball, badminton, football at some places, or martial arts. It's very funny to tell the difference between the education style in the US and education style in Vietnam, because it's really different. We are focusing more and more on the knowledge, on the information that we can get from books, but for me, I personally support the way people are educated, the way people receive education in the US, because it will focus more on your talent, your ability to solve the problems by yourself, but to develop your brain naturally without learning from books and some fixed knowledge that people have studied from long time ago. So in the US, children are taught to be strong and to be considerate with each other, but in Vietnam we have to learn math, we have to learn literature, we have to learn English, and we don't have time to communicate with each other, which is very dangerously harmful for kids, because they can be deprived of their childhood, which is not fun, and I don't want that. I want my kids to be good at communication and to be good at to be physically strong and mentally strong, so that they can cope with any problems in this world. Okay. Anyway, back to the topic. So when you graduate from high school, then after that you can choose what you want to do in the future. Some people drop off quickly. Actually, it's not drop off. Drop off is like you are studying, but you stop your study and then you turn to something else. But like after high school, people in Vietnam usually attend university, but some people can start their career right away. And if you know what you want to do in life, then you can pursue your career. This is a very beautiful word, and I use it all the time, especially in my statement of purpose. I use that daily. I'm sorry. Anyway, for example, I studied economics at the university. However, after a long time studying about economy and I get bored, I find that I should pursue my career in teaching English. And that's what I'm doing right now. Yay me! Yeah. Anyway, if you want to describe your university in some with some vocabulary, with some advanced vocabulary. Actually, I don't know much about this, but I will tell you what I know. For example, National Economics University is reputable for teaching people economics. Yeah, reputable is like famous for something like that, and that's the adjective form, but the noun form is reputation. A lot of people have heard of that. For example, the reputation of Taylor Swift is being ruined by her soulmate Katy Perry. Yeah, and you can talk about the reputation of the university, and also you can talk about the campus, which is the surrounding. It is not the surrounding area, the area of the university. For example, classes, rooms, and also the dormitory. The dormitory is where the people will stay there. The students will stay there for their life, for the whole time they study at school, instead of renting a house outside of the campus, which would be very risky and costly. Yeah. If after a while you find out that you are not suited for the career that you are pursuing, then you can withdraw from the course, which is drop off. For example, I would say about a really typical example of Bill Gates, who dropped off Harvard to pursue his career in information technology, and he's quite successful at the moment. He's just one of the richest people in the world. Yeah, so that's some of the vocabulary that I just learned today, and now I will give you some of the questions in IELTS so that you can see how I answer it using my knowledge and also what I just learned today, the vocabulary. Yeah. Có ai có câu hỏi gì không nhỉ? Okay, so the first question is, do you work or are you a student? You will be asked this question for a really, really great amount of time. Anyway, so do you work or are you a student? Are you asking me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually working. I graduated from the university a few years ago, and although I graduate, I'm an economics graduate, but I'm now pursuing my career in English teaching, and I'm a teacher. I'm actually a freelancer, but I teach, and I'm also working at a cultural exchange company. Yeah, that's the length of the answer you may want to answer it. Yeah. So why did you choose that subject? So this is not really related to what I answer, but at that time you may be like, why did you choose to study economics? Yeah, so the reason why I attend National Economics University was really funny, because at first I didn't really know what career I should pursue at that time, and because people around me, they told me that studying economics is crucial, was crucial at that time. So that's why I thought that I should attend an economics class in the university. But and also National Economics University is the nearest university to my house, so that's why I choose National Economics University, and I chose what chết rồi, quên từ mẹ rồi. So I chose international business administration to study, because with that the general knowledge that are given to me by business administration, I could do a lot of things in life regarding managing my life, and also managing my work and my study. Yeah, I just messed up over there. I know. Can you describe yourself as a good student? It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm not a bookworm, or I'm not studious. However, I would say I am energetic and passionate. I am an energetic student who always raise her hand in the class, and I'm good at certain subjects. For example, human resource, human resource, accountings, and some sort of other things. But the main subjects, the compulsory subjects, like macro or microeconomics or finance, I didn't. It was out of my depth. Oh my god! So, do you study English now? Well, I'm not attending any. To be honest, I'm not attending any English class right now. But I'm self-study at home by watching movies and listening to music, and also read news in the morning in English. Before I did attend quite a lot of English classes, like when I have to prepare for the entrance exam in the university. So trời ơi, làm mình loạn hết cả rồi. So I attended quite a lot of English courses before, and but it was for my entrance exam at the university, and also I have to study for I have to attend an IELTS course to help with my IELTS speaking and writing, because I can do quite well with reading and listening on my own. Ok, cái đoạn cuối này nó hơi không liên quan một tí. Nhưng mà tức là các bạn có thể nói về cuộc ngày xưa mình đã học như nào và bây giờ mình đã học, và có thể là tương lai mình sẽ học như thế nào chẳng hạn, nếu mà bạn có kế hoạch. Yeah, the last question on the first part of the test is, did you enjoy or do you enjoy studying at school? Well, I shouldn't say this, but I don't really like attending school or going to lectures, because it was kind of boring in classes in Vietnam, because they are just writing facts and reading books all along. But however, there were quite a few of the classes that I really love to attend. For example, especially when the lecturers would like to share some of their own experiences, and also if there was some teamwork or presentations in the class, I also loved the moments at that time. The workload in University of Vietnam is really heavy, so I would prefer to have a field trip to companies to understand the real work they are doing, rather than sitting in classes to listen to lectures that I would already understand by just reading the books or watching the news. Oops. Yeah, so that's the part 1. The part 2 will be describe a period of time from your studies that was the most difficult for you so far. You should say about when it was, why it was hard, and what you were doing at that time. So after you have read this topic, and you can have 1 to 2 minutes to write some notes. But I don't want you to stare at the screen while I'm writing some notes. So I'm gonna try to answer it right now. So it's kind of messy. So describe a period of time from your study that was the most difficult for you so far. So I actually graduated from university a pretty long time ago. It was 2 years ago. So it was nothing clear in my mind anymore. But I remember that one time when I suffered from the stressful workload. That was when I was a sophomore. I did get used to the life of the university student. However, that was in the middle of exams, and it was a really nerve-wracking time that I really need some time for myself, and also to spend time with my friends and my family. But however, because it was in the middle of the exam, in the middle of the exam period, so I couldn't go out without completing my essays and my assignment before I can hand in to my lecturers. Right there, because I didn't write any notes, so I don't have any idea that I should talk about. Yeah, so at that time things were really difficult, but it was really lucky for me because I got some friends around, and they were really supportive, as well as my family. So I did set some time aside, set the exam aside sometimes to go out with my friends and spend some time with my family. Oh, yes, okay. So I will stop right there, and because a girl, actually my cousin, asked me to give her some advice for the high school exam that she is going to take in June, right? Yeah. So the first one, high school exams, it will be about there will be 3 subjects in the exam, that is math, literature and English, right? So at that time, actually I don't really know how to give advice for studying these subjects. However, because you have done well in school, and you have spent too much time, you have spent enough time studying the subjects. If you have any you can take a look at the overall curriculum, so that you can get the overall ideas of the exam, and after that you can see which part you have not understood thoroughly. Then you have to look further into that part. For example, talking about mathematics, I don't really remember what you learned in the secondary school, but I think you just have to look further into that, and you have to spend time studying by yourself, not attending any classes, because at that time you will be really focusing on what you know and what you don't know, so that you will understand, you will see what part that you haven't understood yet, so that you can get help from your teachers or your friends to help you to improve that part of you, right? And about literature, actually you don't really have to, you may have to learn by heart some poems, right? But actually what I think you should focus on is your writing, your style in writing, and because I don't really agree with the way literatures are taught in Vietnam, so it's really hard for me to give advice on literature. The most important thing is how you convey the message to the examiners. Is you have to use a lot of advanced words in Vietnamese, so that, and try to make it the clearest that you can, as clear as you can, and also the grammar is very important, the vocabulary is important as well. So you just have to read a lot. You can, if you read a lot and you really pay attention to what other people say, then you can you will think much faster when it comes to the questions in the exam. So next one is English, right? So English, actually your English is pretty good, so I don't think there's nothing that you should worry about. Does that help? if you want to improve your English, you just have to listen and to read a lot, and then after that you repeat yourself, you repeat what you just learned. You can try like me. I've written all the new words in one sheet of paper, or you can try your notebooks. Okay, next one, we'll move to part 3. What are some essential qualities every teacher should have? Nguyễn Lâm Diệu Anh asked, so how did you feel before and after the exam? Actually, I felt quite confident when it comes to the exam, because I was a good teacher at that time. I was a teacher's pet. So because if you are nervous, you will not be able to learn anything. You cannot put anything in your head if you are nervous. So that's why I will always relax before the exam. Maybe drink something that will make you feel good, and eat something that you want to eat, and after that you will just let the fate to define your destiny. You know that in Vietnam we have the saying that study with your talent, but taking the exam with your destiny. Học tài thi phận. Yeah, so that's how I translate the idiom in Vietnam. Yeah, and after exam, I felt released because however I do, I have done a good job. I have passed the exam. Yeah, it's because I have taken the exam, and that was in the past, so I have nothing to worry about. I don't regret anything. So actually, if you regret anything, you will not be able to do anything. So it's like it's not worth it worrying about things that are in the past, because you cannot change it. Yeah, so the only advice for people who are taking the exam is just to relax. Do not put yourself, do not ramp yourself in the shitloads of exercises and things like that, because it will be really stressful. And if you are stressful, your test will fail. So that's what you don't want to do. So I'm actually taking the IELTS test in 2 weeks time, and I haven't prepared anything. I'm just teaching people, and I learn from what I teach. So actually I didn't really prepare for it, but I feel okay, because whatever I do, I will do it great, because I have confidence right there. Okay, anyway, so what do you think that's a teacher? What quality do you think that a teacher should have? I think the first, there are a lot of personality and characteristics that a great teacher should have, and I would say that a teacher should always be humble, because notwithstanding a lot of they will be much knowledgeable than they are much more knowledgeable than in the field than the students. However, in some other fields they might not be as excellent as their teachers are, so it's best to stay humble. Anyway, I've read somewhere about the students, a teacher's quality. The first one is to stay humble. The next one is to be knowledgeable, and the third one I don't really remember. Oh my god, I'm getting tired. So after these questions, I will be off. What are some pros of studying on a distant learning course? Yeah, this one is good. So, for me, there are a host of benefits can be brought about by studying from a distant learning course. The first one to be taken in account is the cost, because it will be much cost efficient than the offline courses. And the next one, and the next beneficial effects of an online course is that any person, any people can learn from it, especially people with a job who are really busy with their daily life. And however, I think that there are still a lot of downside for the online course, so that will not be my go-to course anytime. Yeah, okay, so that is for today live streaming, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.